7% to 10%. And then I just picked up scalebound again and I got from 10% to 12%. So here's why I'm moving so slow. The writing is too descriptive. It's overly descriptive. I'm just like, girl, get to it. Like, I like descriptions. I like to see what the world is like. I like to have the visual. But I feel like she's describing shit that don't need to be described. It also takes away from the story a little bit, because now I'm aggravated that you just spent 2 pages setting up the scene and you're not in the story enough. And so I don't know if I should soft DNF, if I should hard DNF. I don't know what to do, y'all, but like, or if I should just really push through it. I don't know what to do, because I'm interested in the story enough, but she's taking so long to get there, you know, by just describing all the shit that don't need to be described. Like describing the castle, just describing the setting when you move from scene to scene is fine, but you're overdoing it with describing every, like I said, every tree, every blade of grass, every fucking cobblestone. Like, it's not needed. So I don't know. I'll let y'all know if I end up, you know, wanting to push through. I'm 60 pages in. Like, you know, they say give a book 50 pages to make sure, you know, you like it. I don't know, y'all. We'll see.
One eternity later.
Alright, y'all, hello. It's been a couple days since I filmed that last clip that you saw, because today's April 1st and I want to implement some new habits. But before I do that, I wanted to give y'all some updates. So first of all, I am not going to be doing a favorites video because I didn't do anything new in March. So I'm just going to do my reading wrap up right now. I only read 2 books in March, and that was Deep End by L.A. Hazelwood and Broken Flames by M.K. Ahern. I gave Deep End 3.25 stars. I gave Broken Flames 3.75 stars, I believe. So technically my favorite book of the month would be Broken Flames. However, I enjoyed Deep End more than I enjoyed Broken Flames. Your next question is, why does it have a lower rating? Here's the tea. Tea is, and I explained this in my reading vlog, was that the structure of Deep End was not great. Like, I don't know what was going through Allie Hazelwood's head when she was plotting this novel. It was not great, because at the beginning of the book, it was this, I don't know the exact name for it, but it wasn't necessarily erotica. It was like this contemporary literary fiction novel where they talked about sex, right? Then we get to a little bit of erotica. We get to the spicy parts, right? Then it became this contemporary literary fiction, and that was it. Like, there was no type of romantic anything besides Vandy and Lucas texting back and forth, which wasn't even romantic for real, in my opinion. Then you get to the end of the book, and it just became a regular romance. And that was, like, it felt like it wanted to be 10 things in one book, and that is what I didn't really appreciate. However, loved Lucas, loved Vandy. Like, I've thought a lot about Lucas after reading Deep End. Like, he's stuck with me. I liked Vandy too, but Lucas stuck with me. I knew my qualm was with the story structure and was not with the characters, and that is the reason I had to take so much off, because I feel like had this been a full love story through and through, I would have rated it like 4, maybe even like 4.5 stars. I just felt like the structure was kind of all over the place. But it's not for lack of character development or anything like that, or unlikable characters, because I did like every character. Pen, I'm still iffy about. In my spirit, I'm still iffy about her, but nonetheless, great characters. I just felt like the story was kind of all over the place. Moving on to Broken Flames. I rated this 3.75. I like the structure of this book, but I had to take off because of two main things, but it didn't really bother me as much as it bothered me with Deepen. I don't know if I mentioned this on the internet at all, but my problem with it was that for so much of the story, it felt like we were going nowhere. It felt like there was no plot. The plot happened in the last 100 pages. I'm not even shitting. That was my first problem with it. My second problem with it was the editing. And I'm just going to leave it at that. So, I don't know. Pretty mediocre month for reads, honestly. Okay, so it's a different day, obviously. I'm debuting my short hair. If you watch some of my older videos, like older as in like from a couple months ago when I started this channel, I had longer short hair. It wasn't this short. I just decided to cut it again because I don't like long hair for long periods of time. As you can see, I started working in Save the Cat the Artist's Way just for my own personal reasons. I do want to kind of introduce the second part of this vlog, which is the second part of my quarterly wrap-up. So basically I ended my quarterly wrap-up with, I do have an analog system, but it's just about finding the right analog system because I need them to be in tandem with one another, and I don't know what to do, but I think I figured it out. I do have another journal, actually. I just remembered I have another journal that's not all the way filled in, and so I think I'm going to switch my morning pages to that journal and then use this journal to track my eating. And I put a reminder in my reminder app to update my tracker at night, like my quarterly tracker that I showed y'all in the first part. If y'all haven't watched the first part, then this section of the video will not make sense, so go back and watch that first part. In this next quarter of 2025, I am trying to implement new habits. I was supposed to start yesterday, however, I woke up yesterday and thought it was Sunday, and when I realized it wasn't, it kind of fucked up my whole day, so I did not get to do anything then. But today I was able to wake up and do some of the things that I wanted to do. Some of the things, like, they're throughout the day, so I haven't finished them, but I just want to share a couple of the goals that I want to accomplish through this challenge. I was thinking about doing like a 75 soft kind of thing, but honestly I don't know what this will qualify as. 75 soft, 75 medium, 75 medium. It's definitely not 75 hard. But anyways, I wanted to do a 75-day challenge with these goals, which are walking 30 to 45 minutes a day, which I already do when I walk my dogs in the morning. I take them out one at a time, and each of them like to walk for like 15-20 minutes. That's not the only exercise that I give them. They're also out during the day playing and whatnot, so but that's just when I walk them in the morning. And then drink 2 to 3 simple moderate cups a day, and then working in the Artist's Way and Save the Cat, which you saw me do earlier. Plotting, which is part of Saving the Cat. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it at that. Read for an hour a day. Now I'm not counting reading the Artist's Way and reading Save the Cat as reading. When I'm talking about reading, I mean reading for fun. So I want to do that for at least an hour a day, journal every day, eat in moderation, and daily spirituality. Now the thing about spirituality is, when I was reading The Artist's Way this morning, the author defined it as when you do your morning pages, you can use that as a meditation. I like the idea of thinking of my morning pages as my meditation. I notice that my best meditative moments are when I'm journaling and when I'm in the shower. That would serve as another part of my daily spirituality. This is what I plan to do for the next 75 days, is to work on those habits. This is probably going to be posted at the end of the month. That way you can see week by week how I'm doing. I haven't picked up Scalebound since I talked to y'all the other day. I'm still on 18%. Hopefully I can read a little bit tonight before I go to sleep and see if this is what I want for my life. And this is the novel that's right for me at the moment. Anyways, that is pretty much it for today, at least. I will check in with y'all tomorrow. Hi, it's Editing Ari. It is actually the next day from the clip you just saw. However, we have to pivot a little bit because today is April 3rd and TikTok could be banned on April 5th. Now, because I use CapCut to edit my videos, I don't want to take my chances of losing the previous section that you just saw. That was supposed to be a whole video uploaded at the end of the month. And then this next video, which was going to be uploaded tomorrow on the 4th. So since I don't want to lose either video, I just decided to mash them into one video. So here we're pivoting and we are just going with it. I didn't want to lose either video and put them in a new software and it be corrupted. Yeah, that's where we are. As far as updates on if I did my habits today, I did not read Save the Cat or The Artist's Way today. I did my morning pages. I walked. I've been eating in moderation. I did not do a spiritual practice yet today. That's gonna change. And I feel like I'm forgetting a goal. Oh, I did not read yet today. I also didn't read last night, but it's fine. And then I did not work on Marked today. So that's where we are. We're gonna put you on to Past Ari number 2. And she is going to match her favorite books with K-pop songs. And I did put a disclaimer in that video about recent situations that have happened in K-pop. If you don't know, then still you'll hear the disclaimer, but it probably won't make a lot of sense to you. So yeah, enjoy Past Ari number 2. This is the most stressful time I've ever had trying to film a freaking video. I've had to restart this like 4 times. Actually, at this point, it's probably about 5. And here I am. Okay. let me take a beat. Let me fix my hair. I recently started a little series on TikTok, if you will, where I've been matching K-pop songs to books. Okay, y'all, this is Editing Ari here. I just wanted to preface this video by saying that this was filmed prior to the YG situation, prior to the Kids Up Life situation, and I just wanted to say that I don't stand for appropriation of any type of culture. I do have the video on my thoughts on everything that happened on my social media, so definitely check out my social media if you want to know my full thoughts, but I just want to come on here and preface that first. Now, context is that I've been listening to K-pop for 8 years now. All these songs I know pretty well, and I just thought it'd be fun to match songs that I love and have loved for years to recent and favorite reads. But I thought I would go through them in this video and explain how I chose each song, and also, like, if you haven't heard of any of these books, kind of give you a synopsis on them, why the song and the book go together. You get it. So without further ado, let's get started. First book we have is Real by Kennedy Ryan. I have been almost a broken record about this book. Basically, this is about an actress who falls in love with her director, and during all of this she is battling lupus. And the song I chose for this is UN Village by Baekhyun, and The reason why I chose this song is the vibe of this book, and that's also what I try to capture when I pick a song, is the vibe. The vibe of UN Village is very R&B, very chill, also very sexy, and that's what this book is. But the lyrics of UN Village, I'm just going to give you like a synopsis of the lyrics, and they basically go like, I'm going to meet you at UN Village, which is an actual place in Korea. And when we go there, it's just going to be me and you, no one else. And I just get to focus on you for a minute. And we just get to focus on each other for a minute. And that really captures Neva and Cannon's relationship, because she was his actress. She was his lead in the movie. Like, they can't really let people know that they're together. So they would meet up in secret, and they would have their own little UN Village, if you will. And I just thought it beautifully captured Neva and Cannon's relationship. Next, we have Deep End by Ellie Hazelwood. For this book, I matched with Gimme Gimme by NCT 127. Yes, before y'all come for me, I know it's a Japanese release. However, it's by a K-pop group, so we're gonna count it. And the reason why I chose Gimme Gimme, well, first of all, if you don't know, Deep End is about a swimmer and a diver. They're both in college, and it's kind of like how their love story came to be, as well as some of their personal struggles. Very much literary romance fiction with like some spice thrown in, you know, because we all love a spicy good time. I chose Gimme Gimme because the main characters of this book, Lucas and Vandy, they could not get enough of each other. Like, the lyrics in the song are, gimme, gimme more, I'm going crazy. Like, I cannot be without you. I need to be with you at all times. And that's very much the energy that Lucas and Vandy gave. Though they were trying to fight themselves of it, they kind of had mixed feelings on different ends about why they should not be together and if they should be together and all that. But it definitely gave Gimme Gimme and Gimme Gimme Gimme. And Gimme Gimme is like this fast-paced rock song, and I feel of the spice scenes that are in this book, it very much matched the vibe of Lucas and Vandy, you know. And if you've read this, I feel like you know what I mean. Should I tell you my ratings for each book? I rated real 5 stars. Oh, ate this book up. I rated Deep in 3.25 stars because of some qualms that I had with it, which I have a reading vlog on Reel and a reading vlog on Deep End if y'all want to watch those. And I explain my problems with this book in there. But overall, I did really like this book. I love Lucas's character too. Next, we have Scarred by Emily McIntyre. For this book, I chose Lucifer by Shiny. Scarred is, first of all, it's a Hamlet reimagining, and it is based in this kingdom where the prince, whose name is Tristan, feels like he should be king. His brother, I think his name was Michael in this book. Yes, his name is Michael in this book. Because Tristan is trying to overthrow his brother, and Sarah has her own problems with this kingdom, and she's also trying to overthrow it. So they're both trying to overthrow it for 2 separate reasons. Both of them feel like they should not be falling for each other. Tristan and Sarah feel like they should not fall for the other person because they are both on a mission, but they're both on the same mission. And so it's them realizing they have the same mission. I'm gonna let you find out if they complete said mission. But one of the lyrics in Lucifer by Shiny is, her whisper is like Lucifer. And I thought that matched Scarred so well. So next, this was a deep cut. For Wretched by Emily McIntyre, I chose Odd Eye by Dreamcatcher. Now, Dreamcatcher is not the most K-pop group known out there. They're very much underground. These two, before I move to what this is about, these two are in the same series. It's called the Never After series by Emily McIntyre. Each book in this series, they are standalones, but they are all reimagining of classic fairy tales that we grew up with. So Scarred is based on Hamlet. Wretched is based on The Wizard of Oz. I ate this shit up. I ate this shit up. Okay. So this is about a DEA agent and our Alphaba. So I guess I forget his name. The guy they were both in love with in Wicked. Jonathan Bailey's character. I can't remember his name. Anyway, that's who this DA agent Nick is supposed to be. And then there's Evelina, which is our alpha, right? And she's part of the most notorious crime family in... This takes place in Illinois. So, in Illinois. He's assigned to this case where he has to go undercover and infiltrate her family. And because there's this drug on the street called the flying monkey. So, you know, it's amazing. Anyway, obviously they come to love each other. This is my favorite over Scarred. I gave these both 5 stars, by the way, but this one just hit different. I don't know what it was. There's this lyric in Odd Eye, and at that moment, caught off guard by the smile, face the hidden secret, odd eye, trying to fall deeper into it. Because he has to hide the fact that he's a DEA agent, right? And so as they are falling for each other, they are both keeping secrets. And I'm not going to reveal what Evelina's secrets are. That's why I ended up picking Odd Eye for Dreamcatcher. As you can see, I tabbed up both of these books. And I plan to do that for the rest of the series. Every Emily McIntyre book needs this amount of tabs. It's basically non-negotiable at this point. Next, we have Bunny by Mona Awad. This is also a book that I gave 5 stars. This book was, you know, it will mess you up in the head. It will. For this, I chose a song that is not K-pop, but it's K-pop adjacent because it is Don't Go Insane by DPRN. This artist specifically, DPRN, was in a K-pop group called C-Clown. They are no longer together. They are disbanded. Sorry. Woo, C-Clown. Anyways, Bunny, a college student named Samantha, and she is in this English class, this writing workshop with a group of girls. I think it's about 3 girls, and they call each other Bunny. And she gets invited into this friend group, and this friend group may or may not be real, and I'm just gonna leave it at that. In this book, you don't know what is real and what is fake. The next book is Twisted Love by Anna Huang. For this, I chose another DPRN song, which is called Mood. This book I also rated 5 stars. As you can see, I only tend to buy books, or I only want books that are books that I love and that I would probably want to reread in the future. Main characters in this, Ava and Alex. Ava is a photography student. Her mom passed away, so she grew up with her dad and her brother, and she's very close to her brother. However, her brother goes away on, I think he did like something similar to Doctors Without Borders. So he asked his best friend Alex to watch over his sister Ava. Well, y'all know how that ended up, because Ava and Alex ended up getting together. However, this is the big however, Alex and Ava both got secrets. Meaning, first of all, Alex is loaded. Like, he is rich beyond rich because he invented some kind of app, I believe, or he's part in tech some kind of way. He's like a genius. However, he is very cold and very distant because of things that happened in his past. Whereas Ava tends to find herself more attached to people because of what's happened with her mom. And so they both had traumatic events in their life, but they deal with it different ways. And the ending is crazy because there are so many plot twists and turns. And the reason I chose Mood by DPRN is because the lyrics go, color in my mood, no blues. Your violets on horizons, forgot my screws, my booze. My love brings all the lions. Honey, don't assume that you're new, that you miss me when it's quiet. So those lyrics remind me a lot of Alex, because when he eventually opened up to Ava and he began to love her, his love brought all that baggage. So the line goes, my love brings all the lions. And so I thought of lions as like baggage, things that I gotta go through, and aggressive shit, and things that I haven't shared with anybody. The next book I have is Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I believe I rated this either a 4.5 or a 5-star. I can't really remember. And for this, I paired it with Who Do You Love by Monster X. I know this song is in English, but it's by a K-pop group. You understand. Evelyn Hugo is a very famous actress in the 60s. And she is like in her old age now, living her best life. And she reaches out to this writer named Monique, and she wants Monique to write a book for her, or on her life, like a biography. And through this biography, like Evelyn is sitting down with Monique, telling her life story, and you find out she was married 7 times. Now, there's also some other secrets that come to life in this book, but I'm not going to dive into that because I would be spoiling, and I'm not spoiling. But you find out that she's been married 7 times, and you find out that her and Monique have some sort of connection, which is why she chose Monique to write her memoir. Here's the thing though. Who do you love? Is it him or me? Because I can't take the pressure anymore. Who do you love? Because it's killing me. If you don't say that I'm the one you want, then I'm walking out the door. I'm working from the top of my head on these lyrics, okay? I'll say that Evelyn Hugo does have a true love. And she fights with herself because she never got to fully be with this true love. So basically that's why I chose Who Do You Love? Is it this other person? Is it me? And I feel like this was coming from her lover's perspective. And it could be Evelyn saying like, who do I love? Like, do I actually love this person? And why am I struggling to be with this person that I truly love? Daisy Jones and the Six, also by Taylor Jenkins Reid. These two are by the same author. I gave this book 5 stars. This book is told in interviews from a fictional rock group of the 70s called Daisy Jones and the Six. It's about how they came together, how they fell apart. I love like behind the music and shit like that. Like I always love music documentaries, so I ate this book up. For this book, I paired it with Tempo by EXO. Why Tempo by EXO? Because the lead singer, Daisy Jones, everyone was infatuated with her. She was this beautiful white woman, red hair, blue eyes, could sing her ass off, very much unapologetic. There's actually this quote in here that I related to so much, and I tabbed it, and I forgot I had this tab till I was looking at this book again. And so Daisy says, I run hot. I always have. I'm not going to sit around sweating my ass off just so men can feel more comfortable. It's not my responsibility to not turn them on. It's their responsibility to not be an asshole. The background story to that was people were complaining that Daisy is always taking her clothes off. Like she's always taking off her jacket, showing a lot of skin. She was like, look, I run hot. Like, it is not my job to take care of these men. Like, they need to control themselves. And I was like, period. That is tea, because I feel the same way. I loved Daisy, and this book, it makes you feel all of the emotions. It makes you laugh, it makes you cry, it makes you hurt, it makes you love, and I cannot say enough things about this book. Oh, why I chose the song. I chose Tempo because everybody was like, I can't believe how talented she is. Like, she's pretty, but she's also talented. And it made me just think of Chan when he goes, I can't believe. And I was like, oh, people can't believe Daisy. Like, and we are on to our last book, ladies and gentlemen, is Verity by Colleen Hoover. Now, I'm not here to talk about Colleen Hoover. I know. I read this book before I knew anything about Colleen Hoover, frankly. I was just picking up books in Walmart, or Target, I guess, is where I got this book. I was just picking up books. I didn't know a lot about Colleen Hoover. Now we know. However, Verity, I gave 5 stars. Basically, Verity is this author, and she ends up getting in this crazy accident, and she ends up not being able to complete the series that she was working on. Well, the publishing company goes to this other writer, Lynne, and they asked her to finish out this novel series. Now, Lynne is a big fan of Verity. She was kind of hesitant at first because she was like, I don't want to fuck it up. Like, I love this series. I love Verity's work. I'm honored, but I don't want to fuck it up. She ends up doing it. In order to do so, she has to go to Verity's house and go through all her notes and stuff to see like where her mind was so that she could finish this series. There are a lot of secrets in here. As you can see, I love secrets. Secrets are my jam. For this book, I chose Fear by 17 for a couple reasons. This book is a psychological thriller, a suspense, what have you. Fear is very haunting. The lyrics go, like, I'm paraphrasing here. You need to get away from me. I'm poisoned. I can't take this anymore. But at the same time, we still need each other. That's Verity and her husband's relationship. And that's all I'm going to say on that. It's hard to explain without giving away too much. But if you read Verity and you look up the lyrics for Fear, I feel like you kind of see why I chose that song. That's it for this video, y'all. I think it's very short, simple, and sweet. If you guys listen to K-pop, let me know who your favorite groups are down below. If you've read any of these books, let me know down below. If you agree or disagree with my song recommendations, let me know. I want to hear all of the things in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment all of the things, subscribe if you like my vibe, turn on notifications, tell a friend, and I will see you in the next video.